Many people have a picture of ADHD in their minds. They might imagine a child who cannot sit still in class. They might think of an adult who is always losing their keys or forgetting appointments. This picture is not wrong, but it is incomplete. It is a myth that ADHD is only about being restless or unable to focus. The reality is much more complex and interesting. For every person who struggles with distraction, there might be another who can focus so deeply they forget to eat. For every person who seems disorganized, there is another whose mind is a brilliant storm of new and exciting ideas that others could never imagine. This essay is a journey into that unseen world. We will explore the parts of ADHD that are often hidden from view. These are the traits that do not fit the simple stereotypes. We will look at the secret advantages that can come with this unique brain wiring. We will also describe some of the strange habits that can seem puzzling to others, explaining them in plain and simple words. This is not meant to be a medical guide, but a friendly conversation. It is an invitation to understand a different way of experiencing the world with kindness and clarity. We will use real-life examples and offer small, simple tips that anyone can try. The goal is to move beyond the surface-level understanding of ADHD. It is easy to see the challenges, like missed deadlines or a messy room. It is harder to see the intense passion, the lightning-fast problem-solving, or the deep empathy that often lie just beneath the surface. These are the hidden strengths that can make people with ADHD incredible innovators, artists, and leaders. By shedding light on these less discussed aspects, we can begin to build a fuller, more accurate picture. This understanding can help not only those who have ADHD, but also their friends, families, and colleagues. So let us set aside the old stories for a moment. Let's be curious about what else might be true. What if the very things that cause struggle also hold the keys to incredible potential? What if the disorder is also a source of unique gifts? By exploring these questions, we can start to see ADHD not just as a list of deficits, but as a different kind of operating system. One with its own special features, its own quirks, and its own remarkable capacity for greatness. This exploration is the first step toward unlocking that potential and building a more supportive world for everyone. One of the biggest misunderstandings about ADHD is that it always means a lack of attention. This is a powerful myth. The reality is that people with ADHD do not have a deficit of attention, but rather a problem with regulating it. Their attention can be hard to direct, like trying to aim a powerful fire hose. Sometimes it sprays everywhere, touching on a dozen things at once. But other times, that hose can lock onto a single target with immense force. This intense locked-in concentration is a hidden trait called hyperfocus. It is the complete opposite of the stereotype of a wandering mind. During a state of hyperfocus, a person with ADHD can become so absorbed in a task that the rest of the world seems to fade away. Hours can feel like minutes. The need for food, water, sleep can be completely forgotten. This state is often triggered by activities that are interesting, challenging, new. It can feel effortless and deeply rewarding, allowing for incredible bursts of productivity and creativity. A writer might draft an entire chapter in one sitting. A programmer might solve a complex coding problem without taking a single break. This is a secret gift that can lead to mastery and excellence in fields that capture their passion. However, this powerful ability also comes with risks. The same intense focus that allows for brilliant work can also make a person neglect important responsibilities. While they are deep in a project, they might miss an important phone call, forget to pick up their child from school, or let bills go unpaid. The fire hose of attention is pointed so strongly in one direction that everything else is left in the dark. This can cause problems in relationships and daily life, creating a frustrating cycle where success in one area leads to failure in another. It is a double-edged sword that needs careful management. Learning to work with hyperfocus is a key skill. The first step is to recognize when it is happening. Simple tools can make a huge difference. Setting alarms or timers can serve as external cues to break the spell of deep concentration. Asking a friend or family member to check in at a specific time can also be very helpful. The goal is not to stop hyperfocus, but to guide it. By creating structures around it, a person can harness its power for amazing achievements while preventing it from causing chaos in other parts of their life. Another hidden aspect of ADHD is a heightened sensitivity to the environment. Many people with ADHD experience the world more intensely through their senses. Sounds can seem louder, lights brighter, textures more irritating than they do to others. This is not a choice or an exaggeration, it is a neurological reality. The brain's filter, which normally helps to tune out unimportant background information, may not work as effectively. As a result, the person is constantly bombarded with sensory input that can be distracting, overwhelming, and exhausting. This is a trait that is often completely invisible to outsiders. Think about a typical open office. For one person, the low hum of conversation is just part of the background. The clicking of keyboards is just part of the background. The fluorescent lights are just part of the background. For a person with sensory sensitivity, this environment can feel like a constant assault. The sound of someone chewing gum can become an unbearable distraction. The flickering of a light can feel physically painful. The scratchy tag on a shirt can occupy so much mental space that it becomes impossible to focus on a work task. This constant battle with the environment can lead to stress, anxiety, irritability that others may misinterpret as a bad mood or a poor attitude. This sensitivity can profoundly impact daily choices and comfort. A person might avoid crowded shopping malls, loud concerts, busy restaurants not because they are antisocial, but because the sensory overload is too much to handle. They may be very particular about the clothes they wear, choosing soft, seamless fabrics to avoid the discomfort of rough textures. This can be misunderstood as being picky or difficult, when it is actually a necessary strategy for self-regulation. Finding a sense of calm and focus often requires carefully controlling one's personal environment to reduce the amount of incoming sensory static. The good news is that small changes can make a big difference. One simple tip is to create a calm, sensory-friendly space at home or at work. This might mean using dimmer lights, playing soft background music, keeping a desk clear of clutter. Noise-canceling headphones can be a lifesaver in noisy environments, and removing tags can eliminate a major source of irritation. By acknowledging this sensitivity and taking proactive steps to manage it, a person can conserve their mental energy for the things that truly matter. ADHD is not just about focus and activity, it is also deeply connected to emotions. People with ADHD often experience their feelings with incredible intensity. Joy can be ecstatic, excitement can be boundless, passion can be all-consuming, frustration can feel like a volcanic eruption, sadness can feel like a bottomless pit, and disappointment can be crushing. This is not being dramatic. It is a core part of the ADHD brain, known as emotional dysregulation. The emotional volume knob is turned up to a higher setting. This emotional intensity can be a source of great strength and warmth. When a person with ADHD loves, they often love with their whole heart. Their enthusiasm can be contagious, inspiring, and motivating those around them. They are often deeply empathetic, able to feel what others are feeling and connect on a profound level. Their emotional world is rich, vibrant, and full of color, fueling creativity in art, music, and storytelling. However, emotions can shift rapidly, escalating small frustrations into arguments and turning minor criticism into deep rejection. It can be exhausting for everyone involved. A helpful tip is to name the feeling out loud as it arises. I am feeling very angry right now, or I feel overwhelmed. Taking a short walk and 5 slow, deep breaths can calm the nervous system. These are not cures, but small tools to turn down the volume and respond more thoughtfully. While the ADHD mind can seem chaotic and disorganized, That very chaos is often a fertile breeding ground for creativity, you know. People with ADHD tend to have brains that make connections in unusual ways. They can see links and patterns others might miss. Thinking outside the box is a fundamental cognitive style. Minds buzzing with questions and possibilities create a relentless stream of fresh ideas. Instead of A to B, the brain might leap to G, circle back to C, and connect to Z. This can be frustrating for step-by-step tasks, but brilliant for brainstorming, problem-solving, and innovation. They often propose a completely new approach that breaks ruts and sparks breakthroughs. This constant flow of ideas makes them natural pioneers. Drawn to novelty, they experiment and try new things. Great fits include entrepreneurs, artists, designers, and scientists, roles where innovation is valued. Many channel their unique thinking into products, businesses, and art. High idea volume increases the chances of brilliance. To make the most of it, capture ideas before they vanish. Carry a small notebook, use note-taking apps or voice memos, reduce friction between having an idea and saving it, refine later. In a world that is often unpredictable, the ability to think on your feet is valuable. People with ADHD often have a secret advantage. While long-term planning can be hard, reacting to immediate situations can be a strength. When a crisis hits, the ADHD mind can kick into high gear. Adrenaline and dopamine bring clarity and focus for rapid, decisive choices. This shines in high-pressure environments. Emergency room doctors, firefighters, journalists, stock traders. While others freeze, they may feel calm. The chaos matches their internal pace, letting them perform at their best. It helps in everyday work too. Fast ideas in meetings, pivoting when projects derail, adapting on the fly. They can be relied upon to handle unexpected bumps with grace and efficiency. Seek roles with variety, novelty, and rapid response. Event planning or live television production can be a perfect fit. Practice turning quick instincts into clear steps after the moment passes to ensure sustainable outcomes. People with ADHD often have habits that can seem strange or even rude to others. These behaviors are rarely intentional. They are often unconscious coping mechanisms to help the brain regulate itself, focus, calm down. One of the most common is fidgeting. Tapping a pen, bouncing a leg, twirling hair, playing with a small object. This constant movement is not a sign of boredom or disrespect. For many, it provides just enough stimulation to tune in and focus, especially during long meetings. Another common experience is time blindness, difficulty sensing the passage of time. Believing a task takes 5 minutes when it needs an hour. Feeling a 10-minute wait lasts an eternity. This is not carelessness or an excuse for being late. It is a real perceptual difference that makes it hard to estimate durations, meet deadlines, and manage a schedule. It can cause immense stress, chronic lateness, and damage relationships and reputations. Starting brings dopamine, sustaining to finish is hard. Hyperfocus can also make stopping difficult. Embrace discreet fidgeting, quiet tools like a stress ball or a spinner ring. For time blindness, multiple alarms, visual timers, calendar apps, and tiny time chunks like a 25-minute Pomodoro. For many, especially undiagnosed in childhood, a lifetime of feeling different can lead to masking. Masking is hiding symptoms to fit in, like performing the role of a neurotypical person, forcing stillness, creating elaborate systems. This performance is draining. It takes huge mental energy to monitor and suppress impulses, keeping up a facade all day. This can lead to burnout, anxiety, depression, and imposter feelings, afraid someone will see behind the curtain. Success at hiding struggles can hide the need for help and support. Unmasking often begins with a safe person, a trusted friend, a partner, or a therapist, to speak honestly. Being seen and accepted can be healing. Start small, a discreet fidget in a meeting, or honesty about why you were late. You do not need to be perfect to be worthy. your true self, wiring and all, is enough. Alright. Understanding the hidden strengths and strange habits of ADHD changes everything. It reframes the conversation from deficit and disorder to difference and potential. The journey is not about erasing challenges, but about working with the brain's unique wiring. Build a life that accommodates difficulties while celebrating gifts. It takes self-awareness, practical strategies, and self-compassion. You are not lazy, not broken, not undisciplined. You simply have a brain on a different frequency. Powerful changes come from small, consistent steps. You do not need to overhaul life overnight. Pick one strategy. Make time visible with timers. Write just 3 tasks for the day instead of 20. Give yourself permission to take a walk. Small wins build momentum and confidence. Good sleep and regular meals are fundamental tools for focus and emotional regulation. Find environments where you thrive. Careers valuing creativity and quick thinking over meticulous repetition. Design a calm home. Advocate for your needs. A quieter workspace. Clear written reminders. Create a world that fits you, not the other way around. This is empowerment, and there is immense hope. Many of the world's most successful and innovative people have had ADHD. They learned to harness high-energy, creative minds and passionate hearts to achieve amazing things. Their stories show that a different brain is not a lesser brain. If you have ADHD or love someone who does, know that you are not alone. Seek information, connect with the ADHD community, and be kind to yourself. Your unique perspective is valuable. By understanding and embracing it, you can unlock a life of purpose, passion, and incredible strength.